Alright, yo, what is good with y'all? Metrom's raid got changed quite a bit. He got rebalanced. A lot of races got rebalanced. So I'm just gonna do a race and class tier list for Metrom's vessel. Let's get into it. Estella is now pretty decent for Metrom's vessel. Like, it's actually pretty damn good. I'd put it in A tier, like genuinely. Back then, I would probably put this in F immediately, but Berserker is insanely good for Metrom's vessel now, and therefore Estella is good for Metrom's vessel now. I'm a changed man. Changed opinions. Nisei, I'd put it in B, maybe low A, but I'd put it in B. The energy gain is there. It was probably in B in the old tier list as well. Stultus, um, I might put Stultus in like C. It just can't really do much. I guess it can auto dodge, so that's somewhat decent. Honestly, we can just delete the F tier because I don't think there's any F tier races for Metrom's vessel. Veneri can go in low A, though, because that extra enchant proc and that extra pot are actually pretty damn useful against Metrom's vessel. I mean, I was doing Metrom's vessel with a Veneri assassin and he was proccing like crazy enchants and all that. Dragwa, low B. It's not going to be completely useless. Dragwa, you see, like, you would think it's good, right? Think about it. It has that passive where if it kills something in a fight, it gains a permanent buff. So you could just keep on stacking it when killing Shade Blades, which is what you can do. You just keep getting hella buffs. But the buff is so minuscule, dude. The buff is almost not even there. My friend had like 4 rows of buffs with Dragwa and he still wasn't doing much damage. Therefore, I'm only going to be able to put it in low B, dude. It's really not that great. What is that? Let's get back to that. This is Corvus. Corvus. Oh, that's Vestaen, by the way, my bad. Corvus in Metrom's vessel. It's not too great. I'll put it maybe below Nisei. The Arcane Ritual really can't do much. It's good outside of Metrom's vessel. You can go like Ranger with it and do good damage, I guess, but Ranger isn't too good anyway. Let's go Deminos. Deminos, you see, I'm almost inclined to put it in S, but I'll chill. I'll put it in high A. Saint got nerfed really hard, therefore it's not S anymore. It was probably S in the last tier list. Mulligan Realm is still insanely good for Metron's vessel, but all you really have is Mulligan Realm, you know what I mean? Dullahan's S. Even with the DOT nerfs, like damage over time does less damage to Metron's vessel now. Dullahan still does so much damage, man. I'll put Amoris in like maybe low B. You can hex Metrom's vessel. You can bypass his hex immunity with undiluting hex, the Amoris move. But I'm gonna be honest, what do you have other than that? You don't even have curse immunity. You have hex immunity. Dude, it's just trash. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it's not too great. Undiluting hex doesn't do enough damage. You can hex Metron's vessel, sure. That's only 1 attack worth of damage that you're gonna be doing a little bit of extra damage for. If Sinister Gaze was a better skill, maybe it could be higher, but for now, it takes too much energy. It's just not good all around. Lentum's going into S as well. The Lentum Paladin build it's just so overpowered, dude. Like, I have a video on it, the Lentum Paladin build. It's extremely good against Metron's vessel. And then we get to Vestaen. I'll put Vestaen in like high C, I guess. It's not too low. You can have some pretty strong summons with it, especially with the new Slime Ring buff. But summons don't even really matter against Metron's vessel, dude. You know what? I'll put it low B. Above maybe, no, I'll put it below Morris, alright? That's where I'll put it. Let's move on to the classes. And let's just start off. This is Elementalist. Elementalist is actually pretty damn good for Metron's vessel right now. I'm almost inclined to, actually I will put it in A, like low A, low mid A. It can, if you have a strong enough Elementalist build, you can one-shot the Shade Blades, which is huge, you know. If you can one-shot the Shade Blades, that's just really good in general. And you can also apply a lot of status debuffs and damage over time with Elementalist. Necromancer, I'm gonna put it in like C or maybe low B. I'll put it in C though. I'll put it in high C. Necromancer summons are still useless against Metron's vessel. They buffed its revive move is only 40 turn cooldown now, but I say only 40 turns. Like it went from 999 down to 40, and 40 is kind of trash. I mean, just bring some Light of Graces and Necromancer is basically useless. Ranger, Ranger is surprisingly good against Metrom's Vessel. I'll put it below Elementalist. It can be a pretty good damage, like just a DPS. And it can apply Sundered, which is like really good against Metrom's Vessel. It can apply Sundered. So it's an A, you know what I mean? Berserker's S, dude. I'm really surprised I'm saying this. You know, I'm kind of surprised myself. It can apply Sundered, which is the best status effect to apply against Metrom's Vessel, by the way, because it ignores his defense, which makes his defensive buffs go away for however many turns Sundered is on him. And honestly, that's just really busted. Carnage can now apply Sundered. You can one-shot his Shade Blades. You can do some serious damage after using Sundered on him. Also, Chaos Orb just procs a lot if you have Cursed Enchant with it. Impaler's in D tier. Impaler is really damn bad right now. In general, not even just against Metrom's Vessel. It's really bad right now. It might be one of the worst classes in the game. Let's move into what is this, Assassin? We'll just move on to that. Actually, no, that is Assassin. I'm not moving on to it. Okay, Assassin, S tier. Top of S. Actually, it's arguable. It's arguable between Berserker and Assassin, because in my opinion, the best comp for Metrom's Vessel currently is 2 Assassins, 1 Berserker, 1 Paladin, and 1 Saint. That will kill Metrom's Vessel in like 20 minutes. I've done it so many times. I guess I'll put Assassin above Berserker. The damage over time nerf wasn't enough, I guess, because the damage over time from Assassin is still insanely good. You can just apply so many debuffs. You can instantly take away all of his chains. It's just a really good class overall. Survivability with the Invis Cloak. Blade Dancer, above Necro. It's mid against Metrom's Vessel. Lancer, I'll put it in B. Lancer, I've heard it can do some pretty crazy damage, but it's not really too crazy for Metrom's Vessel. Just go like Paladin, dude. You know what I mean? Here's Brawler. Brawler's actually pretty decent. I'll put it in like low A, below Ranger and all that. Or I could put it in high B. I'll just put it in low A. Low A, alright. Brawler is pretty decent. You can apply a lot of debuffs, you know. You can do pretty decent damage. If you have the Party Toe proficiency, I'm pretty sure you can hit the Shade Blades with the adjacent hits. Dark Wraith is D. Maybe above Impaler. If you think Dark Wraith is good against Metrom's Vessel, please don't talk to me. Just don't. I don't care about your little hidden Hex tech that you can like use Surprise Package and use your Dark Corruption. You're not getting that much setup against Metrom's Vessel, and if you do, it's gonna do like what, 1,000 damage at most. That's nothing against Metrom's Vessel with all that setup. Hexer. Hexer is I'll put it in bottom of C. I'm not even sure if even with the inverse, even with the stun moves proficiency, what's its name? Abyss Anchor proficiency, it's supposed to go through stun hyper armor. Like enemies that can't get stunned are supposed to get stunned by it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work against Metrom's Vessel, so it's kind of just worthless. Like the class can't even hex Metrom's Vessel. You can't. What's the point in playing Hexer against Metrom's Vessel? I guess you have Dark Glare, so you can maybe have Chaos Orb and pop off, but Dark Glare's cooldown is simply, I mean, it's not too long per se, but it costs energy. It's just not really a great class. All you have is Dark Glare. You understand what I mean? You want something with more versatility, something that you can use a skill every turn. I'll put it in the top of C. I won't put it in the bottom of C, but yeah. Rogue might have to go into D, bro, with these other classes. I'll put it below Dark Wraith and above Impaler. I mean, Rogue is a farming class, dude. What are you doing bringing a Rogue into Metrom's Vessel? You know what I mean? Well, what are you really gonna do? I guess you can dagger spread and try to apply some debuffs and like kill his Shade Blades. I don't think it really does much damage though. Let me see real quick. Yeah, the base damage is 9. I mean, maybe you could, but it's still not gonna be that great. Paladin, I don't know if I would put it in the top of S tier anymore, but I'll put it in S tier, like below Berserker. You don't need a Paladin anymore, but if you have a Paladin, it makes the fight so much easier. Monk, I'll put it in low B. Maybe I'll put it, it's interchangeable with Lancer in my opinion. Monk, with the proficiency of Flame Drop, you can kill the Shade Blades if you have the right setup, but you know, you don't always get the right setup against Metrom's Vessel. And overall, it can do pretty decent damage. It can debuff, but it's just not as good as these other classes. Saint is an S, dude. Saint, you need a Saint against Metroms Vessel. It's a requirement. Otherwise, you will die unless you have like a lot of Light of Graces or some sort of like cheese or something. You know what I mean? The only way you're gonna survive against Metroms Vessel is with a Saint, and that's why it's an S tier. You need a Saint. It's just gonna keep your party healed. Nartanas. Get an Estella. Quick tip: get an Estella. When Estellas are low HP, they get 50% healing buff onto them, so you can one proc Nartanas despite Nartanas being nerfed right now. And honestly, that's about all, y'all. Drop a sub if you haven't already. I'm gonna be doing a massive giveaway in the next video, so go ahead and join the Discord to join that, and I'll see y'all, bro.